Hello everybody and welcome to Sin City Living. My name is Jason. I'll be bringing you today's video. Just had a few things I wanted to go over real fast. First, our usual shout out of appreciation to all of our patrons out there. We appreciate all those tips and support, and hope you guys are enjoying the videos that we put out for you guys exclusively every single week, including the How to Deal Craps instructional set that is ongoing. And if you're curious about it, go ahead and check the description of the video down below. And also I wanted to go over, we've had a couple of questions about the this little neon light thing that we've been putting on some of our other videos. So if anybody's interested in one of these, just shoot us an email at sincitylivinglv@gmail.com. And so I did another test of our live stream, another attempt to do the live stream. So I now know that I have the right equipment, the right camera, the right programming, able to get all of that done. Unfortunately, what I did discover is that my computer was not strong enough, was not powerful enough to be able to encode and upload it as an actual live stream. So I'm going to continue tweaking with that, although it may turn out that I'm just going to have to wait until I can afford to buy a newer, more powerful computer for that. So that will be on the list. So it does look like live streaming may not be as upcoming as I was hoping. It's going to take us a little bit of time to generate that up. And otherwise, please make sure you email us with any questions, strategies, anything you would like us to video. We love shooting these videos for you guys. If not, I'm going to go straight into today's video. So for today's video, we're going to talk about some what ifs, but we're going to lead it off, or we're going to do a what if, in terms of the world record. So the longest confirmed craps roll was 154 rolls. It was 3.5 hours. Now that may seem like a lot, but as you guys are going to notice as we go through this, as bets start to progress up higher, people are doing presses, stuff like that, things start to really slow down. It definitely gets to where it's difficult to get a roll every 2 minutes. So the initial 20-30 rolls probably happened in 20 to 30 minutes or less. But then the rest of the rolls certainly went much longer. Now this isn't going to keep in mind anything that may have happened on the inside. Because here's the thing with this roll. No matter how much I have searched and searched and searched, I cannot find a list of how the roll went. I cannot find a list of what numbers were rolled in what sequence during these 154 rolls. Now, I can obviously make the guess that it ended with a 7. That's pretty obvious. There were probably some other 7s, most likely on the winners. But there is no definitive list of this roll anywhere that I can find. And that makes sense to me, because in order to find it, in order to have a definitive list, somebody would have had to sit there watching the cameras for 3.5 hours, just writing down the rolls of the dice. Security doesn't have time for that. Nobody else has time for that. So, of course, that never happened. But what we can do is we can do an inference off of that. We can just go with statistical likelihoods and see what would happen. So we're going to do this without the puck, and we're going to just do some what ifs based on some different strategy styles. Now, I'm probably going to have to rush a little bit through these, because otherwise this could very well be a 3.5 hour video in and of itself. And we're going to do 150 rolls based on statistical likelihood. Of course, we're going to miss a few things, such as when there were come-out rolls and when there were winners, there would be some numbers not being paid. And, of course, we don't know how people played and what strategies they played. So, like I said, we're going to go with the statistical likelihoods of rolls occurring. Okay? And we're going to eliminate the 2, the 3, the 11, and the 12. We're only going to worry about the statistical likelihoods of the 4 through 10, these numbers up here that people would place. And I'm going to do my best to keep track. This is going to be kind of difficult, but I'm going to do my best to keep track as things go, and do my best to show how much various strategies could have made on this roll. Now, the thing to keep in mind is, again, we don't know how people played, and that this is just going to be based off the statistics, the statistical likelihoods. It's not going to be based off the actual roll. All we know is the actual number of rolls. We don't know how the actual rolls went. Also, I may run into a point where I actually run out of chips. This can get so high that there's a chance that I actually run out of chips on this particular roll. I also don't know what the table limits were, what the table minimum was, table maximum, so on and so forth. So I'm actually going to extend this out pretty far And we're going to say that it was a $10 minimum table with a $10,000 maximum bet. I actually think this is pretty unlikely. This was out in Atlantic City, so chances are it was either $25 minimum to $5,000 max, or it could be a $10 minimum to a $3,000 or $4,000 max, or even possibly even lower. But just for the fun of it, we'll look at it as if this were a $10 minimum bet table going to a $10,000 maximum bet, because otherwise we would hit the table max a whole lot faster, and again, I might run out of chips. I still might run out of chips. So we're going to look at this with, let's see, we want to do multiple strategies on this. So I'm going to eliminate the iron cross that I usually do, because as we've already shown in other comparison videos, the iron cross turns out to be one of the weakest strategies when it comes to longer rolls. Iron cross is an excellent strategy for shorter rolls, although it does have some glaring weaknesses, but we've talked about those in other videos, so we're going to skip that. So we're going to look at, let's see, we'll say the first person is a power presser. Okay? Then we'll say the second person is a mid presser. We'll do the mid press. And then let's say the third person is a press one unit, because as we've discussed in another video, that is an extremely underrated but very, very strong strategy. Now, we know that the very first roll nobody would have gotten paid on, but since it was a 154 roll hand, we're just again going to do 150 rolls and look at statistical likelihood. So I'm going to start out by breaking this up into blocks of 60. Blocks of 60. So again, we're eliminating all the 2s, the 3s, the 11s, and the 12s. Of course, people may have field bets. They might be doing some center actions, some high-lows, high-low-yos, horn bets, whatever it may be, especially when you press up high enough. When you press up high enough, you might just start doing a $100 horn bet for the hell of it. If you're getting paid thousands, might as well throw a $100 horn bet out there. Should something hit, you get paid hundreds. But we'll take those out. So for a 60 roll hand, we're just going to go right up the numbers. 60 roll hand, the 4 is likely to hit 6 times statistically. So for the power presser, and we're not going to throw in additional money. Normally a power presser would throw in more money. But this time around, to start with, the power presser is not going to throw in any additional money. So they're going to collect $3. They're going to go up to a quarter. Okay, that's one. The second time around, they're going to throw in $1, and they're going to go all the way up. The third time around, they're going to get paid $146. And again, they're going to go all the way up. Well, they're going to collect the 20-something dollars. They're just going to go up to 200. So that's the third time. So the fourth time around, they're going to throw in their $10, and again, power pressing all the way up to $600. So that's 4 times. So then the next person, the mid presser is likely going to just go up 1 unit the first time. Now, the second time, they'll throw in $1, so they get paid, well, they'll throw in the $3, since it may not be a buy yet. So the second time around, they throw in the $3 so that they can take it up to a quarter. So they're still collecting some. Now, the third time around, they're going to throw in $5, press it up 1 unit. And then the fourth time around, they throw in $2, and they press up to 100. So you see the mid-presser is collecting, and definitely collecting a decent bit. They already have a black chip, but the power presser is 6 times their bet. However, they have collected $10 while the mid-presser has collected $100. So now the press 1 unit player. The press 1 unit player, and then the next time around, they throw in $3, they press it up 1 unit, go up to there. Now, the third time around, this player is going to collect $36 if it's not a buy yet, and now it becomes a buy. And then the fourth time around, they throw in the $1, they collect that. There we go. It's hit 4 times. and they have 100. So that's the first 60 rolls. So now let's look at the next 60 rolls. So it would hit another 6 times statistically, right? So 600, that has a $30 VIG, $30 VIG. So it's going to pay $1,270. $1,200 and throw in 575, $1,275. A power presser here is still likely only going to go up to $1,500. And the reason for that is power pressers generally have a good understanding of how the bets pay, and they want to keep it somewhat simple. Okay, so that's number one. So the next time around, it's a $75 VIG, but they can collect $3,000. Okay, probably going to just take it up to $4,000. So the third hit, it's going to pay $8,000 for 200. So they throw in the 200. They get paid. We'll do 10,000 for 2, right? Because they were at 4,000. And what did we say the max bet was? $10,000. So they go to table max. So that was 3 hits. So now every hit after that, they're collecting $20,000. Collecting $20,000 for 500. Okay. So we've had 3 hits, so they have 3 more hits. So they're going to collect $60,000. For 1,500 bucks. So we'll just take for 1,500 bucks, right? What did I say? Yeah, for 500 bucks. Yep. So for $1,500. So we're going to take 1,500 here and get our 20,000. Done. Now, the mid presser. The mid presser is going to collect the first time around $195. Now for a mid presser right here, mid pressers tend to just start pressing at a certain point on the 4 and 10 because they're still collecting. So that's hit number 1. Hit number 2, they collect 400 for 10, press it up to 400. Hit number 3, they collect 800 for 20, so we'll do 805 for 25. Now this is also one of those spots where they're going to start looking at what is the easiest thing. The easiest thing is going to be to go straight up to 1,000. What was that? Hit number 3? So hit number 4, 50 bucks for 2,000. Hit number 5 is going to be 100 bucks for 4,000. So they're going to collect $3,900. Press up to 4,000. That was hit number 4, I believe I said. So hit number 5 for this player, they're going to collect 8,000 for 200. They'll do 2,200, 10,000. So that's hit number 5. So the mid presser at this point is likely to go up to table max because they're within table max. They can sniff it while still collecting quite a bit. So then, hit number 6, they're going to collect $19,500. $19,500. So now let's look at the pressing 1 unit player. Pressing 1 unit player, this is now a buy, so they're going to collect $59. So that's the first hit. Second hit, they're going to collect $68. Oh, I'm sorry, they collected 58, not 59. So next they're going to collect $68. So we'll do 70 for 2. They press it up 1 unit. so hit number 3, they're going to collect 78. Hit number 4, they collect 88. We'll add 12 to collect 100. Hit number 5, they throw in, they can't throw it in. They need the, no, they can throw it in. Hit number 5, they're going to collect 100. 4, 2. And then hit number 6, they're going to collect 110 for $3. All right, so we'll just cut out $108. Now here's the thing, even a press 1 unit player at a certain point is going to say, okay, this is getting a little bit ridiculous, so we're going to start pressing it a little bit better. So now they're more likely going to go to $100. Especially as they're noticing that they may be starting to slow the game down with how oddball their bet is. So now you're starting to see a little bit of the difficulty, or not difficulty, you're starting to see a little bit of the differences between being hyper-aggressive and not hyper-aggressive. Initially, the pressing 1 unit player was pretty far ahead of the other players because they were collecting a lot more. And then also, kind of in the middle of that, the mid-press player was far ahead of anybody else because they pressed more aggressively, but by the same token, they were not as, but they were collecting quite a bit as well, especially as these aggressive presses got higher. But then we get to a certain point, and the power presser hits table max way sooner and is obviously a whole lot happier. Now that's only 120 rolls. We still have 30 more rolls to go. So in those 30 rolls, each one of these is likely to hit 3.5 times. I'm just going to do 3 times just to make it a little bit easier. So this player is going to collect 20,000 for 1,500. Don't have 1,500, so cut this down to 3,500. This player also, for 1,500, is going to collect 60,000. Did I say 30,000 last time? It's going to collect 60,000. Now this player for these next three hits, throws in 5. Let's say they only press it 50, because the press 1 unit, like I said, at a certain point they start pressing more than just 1 unit because it gets a little ridiculous otherwise. So now they would get paid 300 for 7, so we'll just pay $293 just because I don't have the $7. And now they would go up to 200. And then for the final hit, they get paid their 400, go up to 400, and there we go. Yep, I could definitely see where I'm going to run out of chips on this. But that is the 4 through 150 rolls, the statistical likelihood of it hitting. Next, we're going to move up to the 5. Okay, so now we are looking at the 5. So for the 5 statistically is going to hit 8 times in a situation like this. In the first 60 rolls, it's going to hit 8 times. So the first time, the power presser will probably throw in $1, go up to a quarter. The second time around, they're going to press it all the way. The third time around, they get paid $84. They're going to get paid $85 for 1. Now, this is a point where power presser is likely just going to go up to 1 1/4. So now, the fourth time around, they're going to go all the way up, pays 175, so you're going to get paid 225. The fifth time around, now that pays 420. I'm going to throw all this in to get paid 5 1/4. Actually, I shouldn't have done that because they will probably, power presser's likely just going to go up to 750. So, hit number 6, they're going to get paid 1,050. Go up to 1,500. Because again, there's a certain point where the power presser starts to ease up and keep their bets a little bit more make sense type of bets. Hit number 7. Power presser gets paid 2,100 and goes up to 3,500 because again they're a power presser. And then hit number 8, they're going to get paid 5,000 for 100. And likely just going to go to 5,000. And the reason that a lot of power pressers would do that is because at this point they know that the very next hit they're going to table max, regardless of what they may be at, so they might as well collect as much as possible. Okay, now let's look at the 5. So looking at the 5, the mid-press player. Mid-press player is going to get paid 15 for 1, and they're only going to press it up 1 unit. Okay. That's hit number 1. Hit number 2, the mid-press player is going to collect $11 and go to 1/4. Hit number 3, mid-press player is going to go to 36. Hit number 4, the mid-press player will collect their 36 and go to 50. Hit number 5, the mid-press player will throw in 5 to get paid 75, and they'll go up to 75. Collect the rest. Hit number 6, the mid-press player is likely going to go up to 1 1/4. Hit number 7, the mid-press player is probably going to 200. And then on hit number 8, they're going to get paid 280, so they'll throw in $20 to get paid 300. Probably go to 300. They may go to 350 depending, but we'll just say 300, make it a little bit easier. Now, what about the press 1 unit player? Press 1 unit player, 15 for 1, there we go. Hit number 1, hit number 2, go to 20. Hit number 3, they throw in $2. Hit number 4. Hit number 5, they're going to get paid $42. Number 6, they get paid 49, so they throw in $1 to get paid 50, and then they throw in the 5 to go up. Number 7, they're going to get paid $56. This time around, no, they're still going to press 1 unit, most likely. Most press 1 unit players are still pressing 1 unit at this point. And then the final hit, they're going to get paid $63. 75 for 12. Go to 50. Now, this is the point where even a press 1 unit player is likely going to start increasing their presses and go more along the lines of a mid-press. Press 1 unit players typically end up going to a mid-press strategy after a certain point because they've collected quite a bit. They're pretty happy with what they've collected. So that's the first 60 rolls. So let's look at the next 60 rolls. So again, we've got 8 hits coming. So $8,000, or I'm sorry, $7,000. They go to table max. That's hit number 1. After that, they have 7 hits where they're getting paid $14,000. That's $98,000. Pretty sure I'm running out of chips here. In fact, I know I'm running out of chips here. So I'm going to make a note. $98,000. Add it into that. I definitely ran out of chips here. In fact, what do we have here? 20, 60, 80. 100,000 right there. Let's make this $198,000, just so I have some more ammo to work with. Now on the 8 roll, so that covers the 5, okay? So, or the power presser. So now let's look at the mid presser. So the mid presser is getting paid $420 on that $30 bet. Okay? They would probably get paid $525 for 105, because then they can go ahead and throw that $500 chip down. Second hit, you're going to get paid $700. Now, a mid-presser could do a number of different things, but let's say they just go to $750. I think that's a fairly reasonable approximation of what a lot of them would do. So they go to $750. So then the third hit, they're going to get paid $1,050. Now, a mid-press player could go to $1,500, but since mid-press players like to collect a decent bit, they're just going to go to $1,000. Fourth hit, they're going to get paid $1,400, $1,500 for one, and go up to $1,500. Fifth hit, they're going to get paid $2,100, go to $2,000. Hit number 6, $2,800, so we'll do $3,000 for 200. Now, this gives some interesting possibilities here. We'll do $3,500 and collect $2,000, because there's so many different ways they can go. Okay. Hit number 7. So this is going to pay $4,900. So they get paid $5,000 for 100. Go to $5,000. Because again, they know they're within striking distance of table max. And in fact, hit number 8, they go to table max. They get paid $7,000. They go to table max. Because even a mid-presser, once they're within striking distance, really good chance they're going to say, screw this, I'm getting there. Especially considering how much they would have collected up to this point. Last, the press 1 unit. Now at this point, the press 1 unit player is probably going along the lines of a mid-press player. Okay, so for hit number 1, when they get paid $70, it's probably going to go to $75. Hit number 2, $75 is $105, and they're probably going to go to $1 1/4. Hit number 3, go to 150, maybe 200, probably 150. Because the press 1 unit player is not quite as aggressive as everybody else. Hit number 4, at 150 they get paid $210. Now at this point they're likely going to go to $200. Hit number 5, 200 pays $280, so $300 for 20. Now where are they going to go? $350. Still collecting some blacks. Hit number 6, $350 pays $490. They throw in $10 for $500. Go to $500. Hit number 7, $500 pays $700. Collect that $500. Go to $750. And then hit number 8 pays $1,050. Go to $1,000. So that would be after 120 rolls. So we still have another 30 rolls just to get to our 150 roll goal. So with the remaining 30 rolls, a 5 is likely to hit 4 times. Likely to hit 4 times during those remaining 30 rolls. So this player would get paid $14,000 4 times. That's $56,000. Okay, I'm going to make another note. $56,000. Add that in right there. Same thing with this player. He's going to get paid $56,000. To add that in there. Now, for this more conservative player, they're still nowhere near table max, so we have to actually do their 4 hits. So 1,000 is going to pay $1,400. Okay, go to 1,500. Hit number 1. Hit number 2 is going to pay $2,100. Go to 2,000. Hit number 3 is going to pay $3,000 for 200. Go to 3,000. And then hit number 4 would pay $4,200. Go to 5,000. So this player is still not at table max, really, on any of their bets. Any of their bets. Amazingly enough, the 5 would be significantly higher than the 4 or the 10, because they're likely to go into a mid-press situation much quicker, and then the mid-press situation can actually go up fairly fast. So that is 150 rolls based on the statistical likelihoods. That is 150 rolls going through the 4 and the 5. So next, we're going to move on to the 6. So let's look at how the 6 is going to go. So 60 rolls, statistically, 6 is going to roll 10 times. 10 times per 60 rolls. So this is going to take me a little bit of time here. So the first hit, they throw in $1. The power presser will throw in 5, collect $1, go to 30. Hit number 1. Hit number 2, they're going to throw in $1 and go to 66. Hit number 3, they're going to go throw in $7. So they throw in 10, they collect 3 back, and they go to 150. And this is the point now where they're less likely to throw in money and more likely to keep their bets at a fairly simple thing. So they're going to start collecting a little bit more. So that was hit number 3. So hit number 4, they're going to collect a green, and they're going to go up to 300. Hit number 5, they're going to go up to 600. So they're going to collect $50. They're going to go up to 600. Now, this is the point typically where a power presser just goes into a press mode. So hit number 6, they're going to go up to 1,200, and they're going to collect 100. Hit number 7, they're going to collect 200. They're going to go up to 24. Hit number 8, they're going to collect 400 and go up to 48. Hit number 9, going to collect 800. They're going to go up to 9,600. $9,600. So 9,600 is going to pay $11,200. So $11,200. This is the point where they now go to table max, which is going to be $12,000. If it's a $10,000 table max, then $12,000 is going to be the maximum bet on the 6 and 8. So that is all 10 hits right there, and they are at table max. Go ahead and clean this up a little bit. It's 2,000, it's 5,000, that's $10,000 right there. the mid-press player. Mid-press player. 12 pays 14. They're likely just going to press at 1 unit to begin with. The second time around, the second hit, they're probably going to go to 30. Third hit, they're going to throw in $2. They're going to collect the green, go to 42. Hit number 4, they're going to go to 60. And now they're likely going to increase their presses just a little bit. So hit number 5, they're going to go to 90. Hit number 6, now this is where they have choices. Some will go to 120, others will go to 150. We're going to go to 150. Hit number 7. And let's see where they're likely to go with this. Yeah, that's where they're probably going to go. They're going to go to 210. Hit number 8. They're going to throw in the $5 so they can get paid $250. And situation like this, maybe 420. Hit number 9. Go to 600. 420 pays 490. They throw in $10 so they can get paid the 500. And then hit number 10. So many different ways they can do this. Some might start just pressing it all the way. Others may say go to 900. So we're going to play it somewhat more conservative. We're going to go to 900. So let's clean some of this up. Now, pressing 1 unit. Pressing 1 unit. Hit number 1, they go to 18. Hit number 2, they go to 21. Or, I'm sorry, 24. Hit number 3, they go to 30. Hit number 4, they throw in $1, go to 36. Hit number 5, they go to 42. Oops. Hit number 6, they go to 48. Hit number 7, they go to 54. Hit number 8. Now let's clean some of this up real fast. Hit number 8, they're going to go up to 60. Now at this point they're likely to start getting a little bit more aggressive with this, or at least changing it up. So hit number 9, throw in $2, go to 72. So they're still collecting. Hit number 9. Hit number 10, they would get paid 84, so we'll do 85 for 5. And go up to 90. Now, let's clean this up. $100, 2, 3, 400. 500, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000. Okay. So that's the first 60 rolls. So for the next 60 rolls, we're looking at 10 hits right here. Now this is at 12,000, so it's going to pay 14,000. 14,000 10 times is $140,000. For the power press player. All right. Now, the mid-press player. Mid-press player, the first time I was going to get paid $1,050 right here. Go to $1,200. Now, after that, at this point, the mid-press player is likely going to just start straight pressing. Collect 200 right there. Go to 2,400. Collect 400 right here. Go to 2,800 or 4,800. They get paid 2,800. Was that hit number 4 or hit number 3? I think that was hit number 3. Yeah, 900 to 1,200 to 2,400. 4,800. So that was hit number 4. So hit number 5, they're going to go up to 9,600. So 9,600. That should pay $11,200. So, $11,200. And this is the point again where we go to 12,000. Is that hit number 8? I believe it was. So then they've got 2 more hits where they're going to get paid $14,000. We'll add $28,000 to that. All right, so the press 1 unit player. I'm going to need a little bit more ammo. And as we know that right now they are no longer pressing 1 unit. But more in a mid-press type of situation. So, first hit gets paid 105. They might start treating green as a unit, so they might just go to 120. Second hit, they might go to 150. So it pays 140, so we'll pay 150 for 10. They will collect that up. Third hit pays 204 a quarter because they can throw the $10 in to go to 210. Fourth hit, they'll get paid 250 for 5, go to 300. Fifth hit, they're going to most likely going to collect 50 and go all the way up to 600. Hit number 6. 6 pays 7, go to 900. Hit number 7, or was that already hit number 7? Actually, losing track of this myself, so I'm going to hope that I kept all that right. Hit number 7, this is going to pay $1,050. $1,050, they go to 1,200. Hit number 8, now at this point they are in full press mode. So collect 200, go to 2,400. Hit number 9, they're going to collect their 400, go to 48. And then hit number 10, they're going to collect right there. They're going to go to 96. So this player still actually has not hit table max yet, but they're coming close. They're coming close. They're a lot closer than the other player or the other numbers. And the reason for this, guys, is because these numbers are hitting more. You'll notice they're at a certain point, even a press 1 unit player is going to stop pressing 1 unit, and they're going to start pressing more. And it's going to happen for a couple of different reasons. One, they're seeing all these other people making these stupid amounts of money and having much larger and easier, simpler bets. Reason number two is the dealers are going to start encouraging them at a certain point. At a certain point, we're not looking to go from 72 to 78. That's just, it's going to be a pain. It's getting to too many colors stacked up, too high of a bet, too many colors to pay out, taking too long to pay out. If we can, we're going to encourage them. When they're at, say, 72, we're going to say, hey, you want to go to 90? And most people are just going to instantly say yes. And then once we get them to 90, hey, you want to go to 120? Want to go to 150? Want to go to 210? And we can start encouraging them to go up slightly larger. They're collecting easier payouts. They're collecting one or two colors. Now, these colors are black and purple and white and whatnot. But also their bets are getting easier to deal with as well. So that's only 120 hits. We still have another 30 hits to go. Another 30 hits to go. So let's take a look. In 30 hits, these are likely to hit 5 times, which means the Power Press player is going to collect another $70,000. So is the Mid Press player, another $70,000. Now, this player is going to collect $11,200. And, as we've already covered, at this point, they're so close, they might as well just hit the table max. So now they have 4 hits at table max. Even someone that is barely pressing is eventually hitting table max on the numbers that hit a whole lot more times. So they have 4 hits at $14,000. It's $56,000. $56,000 that they are collecting. Now, rather than go through the 9, the 8, the 9, and the 10, what I'm going to do, I'm going to double how much they have won. So I'm going to, real quick, going to break down and total up their winnings, and then I will show you how it would have gone. Alrighty, so when we take the winnings from these 3 numbers on the statistical likelihoods in 150 rolls, and then we double it for these numbers also hitting on their statistical likelihoods to 150 rolls, this is what we come out to. So I'm going to start with the pressing 1 unit player, somebody who's still playing a fairly conservative game. But again, as we have mentioned many times now, the pressing 1 unit strategy is an extraordinarily underrated yet very, very strong strategy. Especially because at a certain point they will shift. They will shift to a mid press, even a power press sometimes. So what would this player have made? Well, let's see. This player would have made $156,496. $156,496. So what about this mid-press player? What would this mid-press player have made? I actually don't have enough chips for this. This mid-press player would have made $470,636. $470,000. So if the mid-press player would have made almost $500,000, what would the power press player have made? $999,518. Just shy of $1 million on the world record longest roll. Now, that's also, again, assuming a couple different things. One, that the table max was $10,000. If it was a $10 minimum bet, likely the table max was lower, between $3,000 to $5,000, maybe even as low as $2,000. Quite possibly also the table minimum might have been a quarter instead of $10, in which case they would have reached their table max a lot faster. If it were $10,000, again, it's probably more likely $5,000. So you might look at that and say, well, you know, you can cut those winnings in half. Well, yes and no, because they would have hit the table max much faster. So while they would not have made what they made, they likely would have made slightly more than half of what this is showing, right? But this is what can happen if you were to happen to catch the world's longest roll, a record-setting roll. Obviously, nobody has any strategies or ideas that are solely based on hitting the world record roll. But what you may have also noticed with these strategies is that quite a few of these strategies hit table max very early on. They don't need a world record roll. They don't even need half of a world record roll. They don't even need a third of a world record roll to hit table max on their bets. And that is why some of these strategies exist and why they are played the way they are played. Because people are trying to catch just that 30-minute roll or that 40-minute roll. So anyway, this is the what if on the world record roll and statistical likelihoods within the number of rolls. I hope you guys find this interesting, enlightening, illuminating, just plain fun. And thank you very much for watching, everybody. We will catch you next time. Bye now. Okay guys, so as I promised at the end of the videos, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the live stream and how it's going to work. So the first thing is, if you're interested in being one of the players for our craps tournaments, which is we're going to have every single week, please email us at sincityliving.lv@gmail.com. I need the email addresses and want to know who is interested so that we can get it set up and we can select it. I'm going to have the first round is going to be 16 players. There'll be 4 players per week. The 5th week is going to be the 4 champions from the previous weeks to get an ultimate champion. I haven't decided yet what the prize will be. Maybe I'll see if I can pick up another one of these lights. But we'll have some sort of prize for our champion. So please, if you're interested, email us. I want to pick the first 8 players, the first 2 weeks worth of players, so that we'll have the first 4 ready for the first week, and the other 4 will be kind of backup, just in case somebody has connection issues or something comes up and they're not able to play that week. Then I've got the other players on standby, so I can just bump one of them up or maybe shift the first person down or something along those lines. The main tournament is going to be Thursdays at 6 o'clock my time, Las Vegas time, 6 p.m. Las Vegas time. And it's the way it's going to work is it's going to be a time thing. I'm going to do the live stream for an hour. I'm going to do the game for an hour, rather. And it might work out to about 30 rolls, might work out to about 40 rolls. I'm not too sure. We'll see how it goes. But it's going to be time. It's going to be an hour. Instead of the craps tournaments that they do down on the strip where it's 30 rolls, we're going to do an hour. So I want to make sure I have a finite time limit for this to start with. And then we will go from there. I'm going to find a way, either a Discord or a Zoom or a private chat room, some way for the players to be logged into something where I can communicate with them on my second computer so that they can tell me what their bets are, what they want to bet, what they want to press when something hits, without me having to scroll through the full chat of the live stream itself. I'm not going to be able to keep an eye on that, and if we have enough people watching and chatting, it could be difficult to keep an eye. So I have to figure that part out. Another reason I need the emails, so I can communicate back and forth with the potential players. So if you're interested, again, please email me. Eventually, just pretty much everybody's going to have an opportunity to be in on these things because we're going to do multiple ones. I'm also looking at probably doing a second craps tournament, maybe late Wednesday nights, possibly, I'm not sure, where I'm going to do it a little bit different. The second one is going to be, instead of 1 hour and then whoever's got the most chips is the winner, because those craps tournaments tend to have really weird strategies. They're not normal strategies that you'd see in normal play, because you're competing against other players and you just want to make sure you have more chips than them by the end. What I'm going to do with the second tournament is, instead of a weekly winner, we're going to play for an hour, and then I'll keep track of how much money people still have on there, or how many chips they still have. And then the next week, same players are going to keep going. Basically, this game will go until the bankrolls end, until we have one person with money left, or chips left. Again, there's no money involved in this. So once we have one final winner, so people will drop out as their play money bankrolls expire, as they run out of chips. So that one, I'm guessing we'll see some more normal strategies, the kind of things people actually play when they're when they're actually playing craps. And then eventually we're going to add baccarat, pai gow, 3-card poker, blackjack, of course, to these tournaments. Whatever we can, to these live streams and live stream tournaments. Whatever we can, when we can, as best we can. We're going to have to figure it out as we go. We have a lot of time constraints between me working full-time plus a child. But we're going to do the best we can. We're very, very excited to have this going. And we also will try and pick a day or time where I can do a patron exclusive tournament or two. We'll see. We'll see how many of our patrons are interested, and see if we can't get that going as well, where it's only on the patron site. So definitely stay tuned, guys. Please, if you're interested in playing in one of the tournaments or partaking in our live streams, aside from just the chat, obviously it's a live stream. Please watch, chat with us, let us know how it's going or what you think, and otherwise, please, again, email us, sincityliving.lv@gmail.com. Otherwise, I hope you guys are enjoying the videos. Any suggestions, please hit us up. Thank you guys very, very much. We appreciate every single one of you guys, and we will catch you guys next time. Bye now.